Mabuhay everyone! Here's the video a lot of you have been waiting, and here are my top basketball sneakers for 2023. Let's go! So guys, I would do this in two tiers and I will explain why. So I would say there's a first tier, and the first tier, it will depend on my mood for the day or how I feel for that day. Like if I will be playing on a league game and I need to be very quick and it needs to be very responsive, and on days that I'll be just doing 3 hours run with friends and other people, those are the longer times or the longer hours of playing. So I would choose those which has more cushion on it. But on the days that I really need to be very responsive, like in a league game, I would choose sneakers that will be very low to the ground, at the same time very responsive in terms of upper, but still very bouncy. So it really differs on what kind of game I'll be playing. And on the second tier, which is the lower tier, is actually the sneakers I still love, but there's some things that I wish that they improved, but I still love them. So here we go. Let's start with the second tier basketball sneakers that I love for 2023. And the first one is the Ja ones. And of course, Ja is one of my favorite players in the NBA. And I'm so happy for him to bounce back. Today is his first day from the suspension when I'm recording this, and he hit the game winner. So really happy for Ja. Nothing but the best for him, but hopefully he doesn't do anything stupid again. So the Ja ones, going back to the sneaker, what I love about the Ja ones is it's ultra responsive. The upper is really supportive, even though it's made out of synthetics and mesh upper, but it does the job really well. And the heel cup is one of my favorite parts of the Ja. It really hugs your ankle for a low cut sneaker. It hugs your ankle really well, giving you a very nice ankle support and heel lockdown. And it has a 4-foot zoom, which is top loaded, and you will feel it when you're playing with it. And what I like about this one is when I'm playing with the Ja, I'm really very quick in my movements. It has a very nice base, very easy to balance on the sneaker. Look how wide it is in the 4-foot. And the cushion is enough. I just wish in the foam that they used the cushion instead of this Phylon material, which I'm wondering why they just used Phylon here on the Ja instead of the cushion, which is available in the Sabrinas. And the Sabrinas and the Ja, I think the price is quite the same if I'm not mistaken. So I just wish that they gave us cushion in this so that it will be more plush in the heel. So if they put cushion in this, I think it will be higher. It will be on the top tier, but still love playing the Ja. And the traction is on point on the Ja. Very grippy. Outdoor rubber traction too. Very hard rubber. So this will be good for outdoor use. Next on the list is the Big 3-4 Quick, which I recently reviewed. And what I really love about the sneaker is it's very quick. It's a very light sneaker. I love the Energy X cushion of this 361 sneaker, and the traction is on point. It's a very nice lateral outrigger. Very good and responsive cushion too. Very bouncy when you're jumping. I really had fun playing with this. And compared to the other team shoe or the other family of the Big 3, I like this the best because of how quick it is or how light it is in the foot, and it feels one-to-one with your foot when you're playing with it. So that's why it sneaked up on my top basketball sneaker for this year. And of course, the price is really good on the Big 3-4 Switch. Next on the list is the AR1 from Rigger, which, and this is the USA brand. This is actually airbrushed for Austin Reeves, and I got a pair, so lucky and blessed to have it. And what I like about the AR1 is the outsole, very grippy. It's a very top tier traction, one of the best traction for this year. The upper is ultra responsive, very supportive. So if you have games, like I said, league games, you would like to use the AR1 because it's very quick on your foot. It has a very nice balance, similar to the Ja. It's very wide in the forefoot. I would say, yeah, they're pretty much the same in terms of width. So you have a very nice base on the AR1, so you get your balance really well. At the same time, it complements the traction, so it's very responsive. But the only thing that I wish that they added more was the cushion on the AR1. It has a very nice bounce in the forefoot, don't get me wrong, but on the heel it kind of lacks a bit more impact protection. So I would just play with this on league games, but on longer periods of time, like if I'm playing 3 hours for a run, I wouldn't use this because at the end of the day, my knees will be kind of hurting because of how low to the ground this is. But if you're a player who likes a low to the ground sneaker, you would surely love the AR1 because of its responsiveness, the traction, the support of the upper, and the design looks pretty dope too. Next one is the Puma All Pro Nitro 2. So this is, if you watched my videos 2 years ago, my top sneaker was the All Pro 1, and this is the second one that they released, and this is the Scoot Henderson colorway. Looks like a racing car too. Very nice design on this one. So the cushion of this one is an All Pro Nitro foam, which is very bouncy, very nice impact protection. That's the first thing that I noticed on the sneaker, and I absolutely love playing with this. I had fun playing with this. But if you're asking why is it kind of low in your rankings, but the only reason is because I kind of really, the upper, I wish that they placed a better or a more comfortable upper, because one of my big toe died because of this one. When I hit the edge of the sneaker, right now it's black. My big toe is black right now. So it's all because of the All Pro Nitro. So that's one thing. Maybe, hopefully next, because that's the other thing that I kind of wish that they improve on the All Pro 1. The upper is light, it's very structured, very supportive, but it's not the most comfortable upper in the market. I wish that they implemented the upper similar to the Mellows, so the material's a little bit softer, because this one is really fused, and when you hit your foot here or your nails, it's unforgiving. So, but the traction is on point on this, very similar to the All Pro 1. The fit, the heel cushion, very nice. The ankle pillows are very nice, and I like playing with this. I had fun playing with this, especially the cushion. It's very knee friendly, it's very bouncy. I like the All Pro Nitro foam that they use in this, so that's why it's part of the list. Next one, for the second tier or the lower tier, lastly, is the KD16. So the KD16 has been very consistent since the KD12s. So the KD is very nice 4-foot zoom, even though they didn't put the full length zoom strobel anymore. But the 4-foot zoom strobel is very nice, and the heel air unit is very nice too for impact protection. The only thing is, it's kind of higher off the ground, and it has a Cushlon carrier, which makes it very impact protection friendly to your knees. Basketball sneaker, and the upper is ultra comfortable. You can see how it's folding right now, but I just don't like, that's why it's on the lower part, is how narrow it is in the forefoot, how it's really straightforward like this. Wish it has a different shape, or it's a bit more angled in terms of the curve here. But that's one thing that I wish that they would improve on the next KD. But for the wing, it's very supportive. It hugs your foot really well. And the tongue and the pillows on this one are very nice. It's very comfortable. Heel containment lockdown, especially the heel containment, is a huge improvement from the KD15, which has some lockdown issue around the heel. They fixed it here on the KD16 already. So the KD16 is the top or the end of my lower tier selection. Next on the list, so this one is a top tier. So I would switch this up, and it will really depend on the day that I'm playing with them. And of course, this is the game one from Serious Player Only what I love about this one that they added from the Player One is the extra EVA foam here for added cushion on the Game One. So feel like the Player One Plus is kind of very low to the ground. Game One will give you that solution. It has more impact protection, more bounciness, especially if you use the explosive midsole. It is the right combination with the Game One. And what the Game One brings is extra support on the upper. It's ultra supportive, very nice lockdown, especially the Game One mid. And also the lacing system is, I think, one of the innovations that Series Player Only really did well on this model, on the Game One and the Player One Plus. Because if you're asking, is it wide footer friendly? I would say yes, because you can easily adjust the lacing system here in the forefoot. If you're a wide footer, you can widen this up or open it up a bit more so that it will be very friendly to your foot shape. So you just adjust the lacing system accordingly to your foot shape. And as for this TPU plate here, it gives a lot or a ton of support laterally. I love playing with them, and of course the traction is on point. Very hard rubber material that they use, so this is outdoor friendly too. Plus the EVA foam will give you extra cushion to your foot if you're playing with this outdoor. But for indoor play, it is also awesome. It grips I think one of Top Tiger traction that doesn't have a squeak. It doesn't squeak, but it grips really hard. So it kind of reminds me of the Curry's, which doesn't have any squeak or sound on the traction, but it grips really gnarly on the floor. Plus this extra carbon fiber plate in the midfoot, which is, I think, a huge bonus for stability and spring back when you're running up and down the floor. So that is the Game One. Next, on days that I really want to feel really bouncy off my foot and my knees are tired, the Jordan 38 is a sneaker that I get from my stash. And what I like about this one is, of course, the zoom in the Jordan 38, which is really, really bouncy. And of course, it complements with this, I forgot the name, this Jumpman spring. I forgot the name of the tech of this, sorry. But it's like a cross, so it's very similar to the Lucas. So it has a very nice support when you're stepping laterally or you're doing a step back. So what the stability plate does is gives you spring back when not just running up and down the floor, but when you're doing lateral moves like a step back. So this one really catches your foot and gives you balance quickly, and so that you can go for that jumper when you're doing some step backs. And of course, the upper, which is very, very well ventilated if you're playing, especially here in the Philippines, which is very humid. Very light sneaker and very premium looking. I don't mind the mid-high cut here because it's really low at the back part, so there's enough ankle mobility to the sneaker. But one thing that I've heard, of course, is the durability of the sneaker, which the outsole is ripping off, I think, around here, which didn't happen to me yet. And of course, the Formula 23 right below the zoom units of the Jordan 38, which make this extra plush and at the same time very bouncy sneaker. And the traction on this one is a huge improvement too from the Jordan 37. The Jordan 37 has a good traction, but this one's a little bit better. And comparing it to the Jordan 37, the Jordan 37, even though it's very bouncy, but when you're running up and down the floor with it, it feels like a brick. It doesn't move at all, but they fix it here on the Jordan 38. So that is why it's here on my top basketball sneakers for this year. Next on the list is if you're on a league game, you want to be quick, you want to be light and ultra responsive, of course, you got to grab the Player One Plus. So the Player One Plus is a huge improvement from the Player One and the Player One 2023, although they kind of look the same. Oh, Mark, what's the difference between the 2023 with this Plus? It's the lacing system. It's the last of the sneaker, which is wider and it will fit wide footer, regular footer. and you can easily adjust it like what I mentioned in the game one. You can adjust the lacing system accordingly. And what's nice about this one is they added an extra plate here for stability and torsional support that complements the carbon fiber on the heel. So you would say it's just a little piece here, but it does a lot on the sneaker. It's very, very responsive, especially if you're playing on a league game, if you want to be fast. The traction is on point, very hard rubber. You can even play with it outdoors. And what's nice about this one is it comes with two midsole. It's a drop-in midsole similar to the game one. And if you want it to be extra bouncy and extra plush on the heel, you gotta try the explosive midsole, which I think it's a top midsole right now. If you've been following me in my Instagram or check out my Instagram, I post a comparison video about different midsoles for this year, and you will see how the explosive midsole really jumps out of the crowd, and I think it's the ideal midsole if you have a sneaker which requires a drop-in midsole. And lastly, on the top tires, of course, LeBron 21, which on the LeBron 20 is amazing. I had fun with the LeBron 20, and this one is very similar to the LeBron 20s. I know there has been some issue on the durability of the LeBron 21, but not for this Akoya colorway, because I've seen them when I think it's this part. So there's some glue problems on the 21s that they didn't put enough glue on some parts, but still the 4-foot zoom and the zoom on the heel on the LeBron 21 is really, really plush. It's extra bouncy, plus the Cushlon carrier on the LeBron 21. I just had fun playing with this, and of course the sphere material that they use around the ankle and heel, very comfortable around the heel, and the lockdown is good, but just warning, just be careful with when you're lacing it on the last lace loop, because this is kind of hard and it sometimes touches your ankle a bit weird, so you have to adjust it. But overall, still a great performing sneaker, and I think this is one of the sneakers that has the right combination of responsiveness at the same time. If you need cushion for that day, this will give you that right balance. So that's why it's also in my top tier for best basketball sneakers for this year. So that's it on my best basketball sneakers for this year. Let me know if I forgot any sneaker, hit me a comment down below, and maybe we can converse about that, why it's not here. And I know you'll be surprised that the Sabrina ones is not here, but on the Sabrina ones, I would just like to say I like the design. Maybe it will be on the second tier. I could put it maybe to complete the 10, but the Cushlon is a little bit thin for my taste, my play style, because right now I just came from an injury from my knee, and I'm still recovering. I still have a little bit of swelling on my knee. It's not yet 100%. Maybe when it's 100%, when I don't need that much cushion, I would like to play with it more on the Sabrina ones. But right now, since I have some knee problem, I really feel how low it is on the ground. So that's not what I'm looking for this year, to be exact. So that's my explanation on Sabrina ones. So let me know what you think, guys. This has been MARKCHES. Once again, Happy New Year to all of you. Happy holidays. Thank you for your support, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.